Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Stacey coming at you live with another video, baby. Now listen, I know some of you guys are like, Stacey, I had to post notifications on. Stacey, it's been how many Fridays since you last uploaded? You want to come back like nothing happened? I want to say something. Let me say something. First I want to say sorry, because that's really something. To tell you guys I'm gonna post next Friday and then not come back for like 5 Fridays is really insane, crazy work. But a lot's been happening. I know y'all recognize the bed frame. I'm home in my mommy and my daddy's house. Since I filmed my first get to know you tag in this room, so much has changed. I'm literally not the same person sitting before you, and for me to come back and just keep talking to you guys like life has not literally hit the fan and then hit the ground and then hit the wall and then hit the... It's just crazy to me. Like, I feel like low-key I should give you guys a life update on what's been happening in my life. I think I'm just gonna chit chat patty whack with y'all because that's what I do best. It's just yap. First things first, if you're new here or you just don't remember, I lived and went to school and dwelled in Massachusetts. I get a phone call, we want to start the first Black content creator house, we want you to be in it. I said, no, I have African parents, that could never happen. Leave my degree to do what? Renegade? Absolutely not. Hang up. Ring, they're still calling my phone. You want me that bad? Okay, I'm coming.
Don't beg me.
Please stay.
Don't beg me.
I hopped on a plane in LAX with a dream in my cardigan, and the rest was history. I lived in LA for 3 years, and in those 3 years, wow, like it actually doesn't, it feels for one, it feels like it's been 1 minute. Like realistically, it feels like it's been 1 year, but I'm literally 24 and I went there when I was 21. What? Like when I think about that, like my mind could not wrap my head around the fact that I am in a place where I am mentally stable, emotionally stable, spiritually stable. I'm stable, baby, I'm stable. Oh my gosh, I got a date on Thursday. Oh my gosh, Thursday's in 2 days. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's start with how we're doing mentally. And mentally, as of lately, I've been so zen, which is really crazy for me to wrap my head around, because when I first moved to LA, I was okay. I was literally 21. My brain was quite fresh. Like, there's no other word to describe it but fresh. I'd been to college. Obviously, I had some depressed moments in college, but like, I had never seen depression. I had never known depression. Like, let me tell you something. When people used to say they're depressed or they have anxiety or anything like that, I used to look at them like, oh, and what's wrong with you? I'm happy over here. Please, leave that over there. Like, I feel like when I moved to LA, I was such a clean slate with a little specks on it. Let me tell you something about Los Angeles, California. It knows how to defecate on and it defecated on me. For one, I'm a like really family oriented person, and I was away from all my family. For two, I was living in a content house with 4 people who I didn't know from anywhere, and I made some friends along the way, but that was like not a straightforward journey. Like there was definitely drama, there was definitely stuff that unfolded, there was definitely like, guys, there was a whole entire moment where I found out that no one wanted me in that house. Like just like, it was like a whole thing, like it was a whole mentally combobulating thing. And if you guys follow me on TikTok, you guys know I give you guys the whole rundown, I give you guys like all the spiel, but I'm not gonna get into it today. At the same time, I was going through heartbreak, I was getting cheated on, I was also going to school because my dad told me that I could not go to Los Angeles to follow the content creator dream if I didn't get a degree. So I had to do all those things simultaneously, all at once, everything, everywhere, all at once, at the same time. And guess what? I did that. You guys saw I walked the stage, I got my degree, a bachelor's in psychology, popped back to Massachusetts real quick, did a little tassel turn and went right back to LA and got back to business. I feel like in the midst of all of that and everything that was going on, I low-key, just in the very lowest of keys, fell into just a tad bit of alcoholism. Like it was giving like, girl, are you dependent on this? Like what's your problem? Definitely hit rock bottom, definitely really was down bad, and like I literally signed up for therapy because I was like, okay sis, you need to get help, like come on. I signed up and then I went to my first therapy appointment, and then I never did therapy before, so I was really nervous, and I gave her the whole spiel because I'm not about to sit here and waste my money. Like if I'm paying you about an hour, you gonna fix this brain of mine. And so I sat there and I was like, so boom, here are my problems. Told her everything that was wrong and like what could be causing me this depression. She was like, oh well, let's schedule our next couple appointments. I said okay. We scheduled all the appointments for the next 6 months, and then I called the receptionist 10 minutes later and told her, you know what, actually I overshared, I don't want to do this anymore, cancel all the appointments. So I never went to therapy, and I still have nothing else to therapy. I've been thinking about going to therapy as of lately. Like even though I feel like I'm a healthy human being, I feel like everyone always says you can always benefit from therapy, so I kind of just want to go and see what it's like just to see, you know, what it is. And I also have a degree in psychology, so I'd also like to see like, you know, if someone else could have a different take on my brain, because I always self-therapize, self-diagnose myself because that's what I was going to school for, so I just deep the things. But like, what if somebody else were to deep me? Like, what would they see, you know? Anywho, Hefner, here. The content house was my first living situation. The therapist appointment happened in my second living situation, then in my third and last living situation in Los Angeles. It was kind of like just healing. Had I had that experience from get-go, I would have loved Los Angeles a lot more, but I feel like just because of the crowd I was in, the experience that I really had a bad taste in my mouth. That could just be me. A lot of people love Los Angeles. A lot of people love California. A lot of people tell me that it's because I was in the content creator field and I was talking to influencers and content creators and people who like their life is in their phone, so they don't really know how to operate like we're off of the phone. Like it's like, are we I don't know. So yeah, along with that, I feel like being in the rooms that I was in, kind of, I felt a lot of feelings of inadequacy because I felt like, okay, Stacey, God put you in these rooms, and at the time I didn't even think like it was God who was putting me in these rooms. I kind of felt like I was mistakenly in this room. Like, how did I even get here? Like, I was acting as if I never got a call. Like, Stacey, somebody called you from another state to come to this content house. Like, you were chosen out of how many people to be in this content house. Like, it was not a mistake. You were put here on purpose, but for some odd reason I was moving through those 3 years like I was not meant to be where I was. I was inadequate. All the other content creators around me were just better than me, like inadequate basically, and I suffered with that, and it was like I never took it out on anybody else or like was bitter towards anybody else, but it was like in my own self I felt like, damn, Stacey, is this really the path for you? And I really had to find, like, center myself and like figure out what I want to do with my life. And I feel like fast forward to now, I don't know exactly what I want to do in my life. Like, I feel like everybody our age is kind of like, you know, the 20 somethings, we're all so confused, we don't know what the heck we're doing with anything, and I'm no different. Like, I don't know. When my parents be asking me what I want to do, I'd be like, what are we eating for dinner? Like, let's talk about something else. Seriously, like, it's getting too deep. What I do know and I have come to know is myself. Before moving, I would have described myself as like a confident person or like a person that knows themselves. I realized pretty quickly in Los Angeles, California, that I don't know anything about myself. I don't know my boundaries, that I don't know how to love myself. Here, I'm done. I'm blah, 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 blah. Like, it's not, that's just not the person I am, and that's the person who I thought I've always been. It was kind of like what is it when you're like in, like, you feel like you're in the wrong body almost, you know what I mean? But right now, let me tell y'all, right now, guys, my mental is so good. I was literally, when I was sitting on my vanity, I was like, how did I even get here? Like, when people genuinely tell you like life just kind of will sort itself out and everything's going to fall in place, it's so hard to believe when you're in the point where you're like suffering mentally and you don't know what's left, what's right, what's this, what's that. Like, I can understand as a preteen and as a teenager and as someone in their early 20s, even though I am in my early 20s, it can be so hard to have that foresight and know that everything is going to be okay genuinely, and that your parents are not just yapping. But like now, like, I don't even know how I got here. I have no idea. I have no idea. And I feel like every single day you feel like, oh, this is so stupid. Like, okay, morning affirmations, okay, praying, okay, getting closer to God and learning yourself, and it just feels like, oh, is this actually all gonna work? I woke up this morning and it hit me like a truck, all the inner work and like stuff that I've done to make myself mentally okay. And I'm so glad to say that I'm here, y'all. I'm literally here. Like, I've forgiven people in my past that haven't even said sorry to me for the things that they've done to me. I've forgiven myself for not loving myself and not being confident in myself. I've developed coping mechanisms. Like, I when I feel myself feeling a certain way, I know exactly how to respond. And even if I don't feel like getting up and healing myself, like getting up and doing the things that I know will take the depression away or take the anxiety away, I still do it because I'm there for myself. I trust myself. It's crazy. It's so crazy to think, like, how did I even get here? I don't even know. I literally don't even know. I cannot even explain it. Like, actually, it was God. What am I talking about? I can't explain it.
I feel happy, I feel grateful, and I feel fulfilled. I'm happy because I never expected it, but God gave it to me.
I can't explain it, but literally God did. Speaking of God, that leads me into my next segment. How we doing spiritually? I feel like before I went to LA, I was living on campus. It was around the time of COVID. I was going through a little bit of a breakup at that point too, so I was kind of down bad as well. You get to a point in life sometimes where everything is going to shit. You go to your friends for comfort, you go to drugs, you go to alcohol, you go to different men, you go to this, you go to that, you go to every single vice that you can find to try to find an escape to what you're going through. Nothing inside your brain tells you like, maybe look up. Maybe there's a God that's always been there. It's just you've been running away from him. He's waiting for you to turn around and realize he's been chasing you. You know what I mean? I kind of hit that point in college. I feel like God was looking at me like, girl, you are trying everything but me. Like, come here. At that point is when I realized like, oh, he's there for me. But it wasn't like he's there for me and I'm gonna give my life to you and thank you so much for doing that. It was kind of like, oh, you saved me this one time. All right, back to business, back to my regular scheduled programming. In Los Angeles, those 3 years, it was kind of like that moment of him kind of grabbing me, but like times 100. I had to actually lock in when it came to my relationship with God. I was very much giving lukewarm, and I'm not gonna say that I'm hot right now, but I'm definitely hotter, way hotter than I ever have been. I used to like pray like before I eat, or like pray for journey mercies, or pray when things go left. I had a very victim complex when it came to my relationship with God. Like I used to just be like, like things are bad and now I'm praying, but when things are all good, you forget who God is. Ooh. In the last 3 years, I kind of just got tired of the whole, almost like you're hiding from God, but you can't hide from God. That's what I felt like I was doing when I was living good, like when I was having a good life. And then when things would fall apart because it was never actually good, it was just the domino effect waiting to happen. That's when I would come and be like, oh, I need you, I need you, I need you. And then it would, you know, just cycle just repeats itself. Like I got tired of that cycle. I was getting worn out by that cycle. I just got to a point where it's just like, okay, I'm done. I can't fuel myself. I don't know why I thought that I could. Please help me. And he did. Place and constantly getting more and more in place. Everything else will fall into place. I trust him with everything, so everything's going to fall into place. Romantically. Romantically. The next segment is romantically. Romantically. I'm literally just doing this off the dome. Like, I don't even know what I'm about to talk about next until I open my mouth and talk about it. But when I left for Los Angeles, and I had just gotten cheated on, and I had a lot of issues with my self-worth because I thought like, oh, like, you know, you get cheated on, like you're definitely not as good as you thought you were. You compare yourself to the girl that he cheated on you with. You look at your body, you look at your shape, like you look at everything that you could fix and do better. Definitely had that period of time where I tried to work out harder, eat better, get fit, and get money, and try to like, yeah, he's gonna regret it, he's gonna come back to me. When I left for Los Angeles, I was so hyper focused on that one situation that I never realized how much I really had going for me in terms of men. Like why was I acting like that was the one and only person that I would ever be in with? Like why was I acting like that was even a good situation? Like a situation worth fighting for, a situation worth losing your mental for? Like why was I acting like that? Like why was I tweaking? Like, over the years, as my spirituality developed, as my mental health developed, I started to get boundaries. Let me tell you something about boundaries, y'all. Boundaries are my best friend. Boundaries are my bestie boo. We like this. I started to get self-love, self-worth. With that, I just realized I was a very masculine person in a sense where like I used to take control of my relationship. Like I would want to know where my relationship is going. Like what are we doing? Why are we doing it? Like why are you leaving? Why are you leaving me? What are we doing? Like it was just like very chill. The person that I am today, like I am such a more girly and feminine person than I've ever been in my entire life. In my romantic relationships, I feel like I don't chase, I attract. Like I realized men are supposed to try to woo me, chase me, like flowers and dates and trips, and they all know about each other, but they all are only focused on outdoing one another. Like that's the type of love that I like come on, chase me, what up? I'm the prize. That's the type of period I am in my life romantically right now. I can't lie, I feel good, I feel great, but I do want my husband. Like where are you at, Stink? Where you at, Stink? I feel like if you gave me the people and the treatment I'm getting now 3 years ago, I would have taken it and been like, oh my god, this is my man, this is my man. Oh wait, no, this is my man. Oh wait, no, this is my man. Oh wait, no, this is my... No. In my heart, I genuinely am so sure of myself and sure of like what me and him be talking about. I will know my man when I see my man, and so far, we can't say he's in front of me right now. It's not been revealed to me yet, at least like that's not like, nah, I'm saying like, as far as the other relationships in my life, I made like a handful of friends in Los Angeles like that were like not content creators. A lot of them were in this house called Juve. If you guys are watching this, we love you. Those are the most genuine people I've ever met in Los Angeles. They never showed me anything apart from like fun, and like they like showed me that you can live in Los Angeles and like be happy. Those two can coincide, you know what I mean? I'm sure you guys know, but before I moved to LA, I didn't really have a big friend group. I had literally like one friend. I'm supposed to be going to the gym with her literally an hour ago, and I'm sitting here and talking to the camera, but whatever. What else? Physically, 3 years ago, where was I physically? I think I exercised a lot on some like I need to get back fine, like I need to get my ass fat, and I need to get like fine, like I need to get, but it was like for the attention of others. Like it's not like because I was getting fit for myself, you know what I mean? Obviously that had no momentum, no force, no drive, no power, because it was coming from the wrong place. And so I stopped working out really quickly, and I wasn't also feeding myself at all. So it was like, you're working out and you're not eating. Like what are you expecting to see? Now I work out literally pretty much every day, if not 5 or 6 times a week. I'm literally so proud of myself because I used to hate working out. Like I used to do swim and dive and track and field in high school, and I hated every second of it. Whenever any of my coaches used to tell me to push myself a little harder, I used to look at them like, push myself where?
I was trying to push hard and we was still taking me back.
My literal lungs feel like they're pinching and burning, and I'm not about to sit here and make my heart beat out my chest. I'm pushing myself to that point where it feels like, okay, we don't gotta go do too much. I'm not about to be in the Olympics or nothing. I never had that type of passion, so let's leave it alone.
Thank you very much, sir.
I didn't have any sort of pushing myself, and I guess that kind of was reflective of my mental at that point. I just kind of was rolling with the punches. But now I will take myself to the gym, and I will not leave that gym until I push myself and push myself. I do all my workouts until failure. I have had a little bit of glute growth, just a little bit. I might put a picture right there. I eat good. I'd say I'm pretty good physically as well, like, and I work out to be strong and to be strong for myself. I've seen old age. I used to work as a CNA, and I've seen what old age could do to somebody, and I just know how fitness could help me in the long run, and that's why I do it now. I think that covers all the ground. Yeah, I think you guys are all caught up. Obviously, I've made a lot of progress, but I'm not perfect. There's so much more that I need to do. As of the past couple days of me being home, a lot of people are asking me like, what's next? Like, what's happening? Like, I don't have an answer for you. We're just gonna have to see, and we're gonna have to watch and find out. I'll be sure the camera's running every step of the way. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys would like to see from me next in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the post notification bell down below so you get the notification whenever I post. And I'll see you.